Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where I will be crocheting it forward in this video by showing you my new mile a minute pattern. And it's a granny stitch. It's a 1-row granny with some clusters on the side. Really easy if you know how to do the granny. And I'm excited to share it with you. So let's get started. You'll need any kind of yarn. I am making a blanket right now just with scrap yarn. So what I've done is I've already made these 1-row grannies, but I will go ahead and make another one for the viewers who may not know how to make a granny. So I'm also using a 4.5 crochet hook. I think that's in the video. So you can make a magic circle or chain 4. I'm going to go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then yarn over, and in your first chain, in the first chain, you're going to make a double crochet and another double crochet. And in this video, the chain 3 does count as a double crochet. We're going to chain 2 and then go in that same first chain and make 3 double crochets. And that's yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook in that first chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 2, yarn over, pull up a loop in your first chain, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is what we're going to call the 3 double crochets. We're going to count as, we are going to call clusters. A cluster of 3 double crochets. And you will need 4 of those. And this is your first round granny or row. And then chain 2, and then we are going to slip stitch in the third stitch, in the top of the chain 3. Okay, and then fasten off. Not sure what I did with my scissors. And there you go. Now what I've been doing is just taking a sewing needle and coming down here and tying a knot. You can close your circle by pulling that, just like I've done back here. You can see my little knot right there. So that's how you're going to make your grannies. Now you can make your grannies as big as you want in any size hook. It just depends. You'll know that if it's a 1-round granny, just keep in mind the bigger the hook, the looser the stitches are going to be. But like I said, you can play around with that. So what we're going to do is go ahead and connect these little tiny squares of 1-row grannies. Once you have done that, then we're going to go ahead and take your color. Now you can make these all in a solid color. You can make them in different colors just like I did for the sample. It's totally up to you. So what we're going to do is get our slip knot on our hook. We're going to go into our first chain 2 corner and make a single crochet. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, go into your next corner and make a single, whoops, I'm sorry, that is not the square I wanted to start with. So rewind here, you're going to yarn over and make a single crochet. We're going to chain 4, 2, 3, 4, go into your next chain 2 space and make a single crochet. And this is the repeat for your first row. Your first strip, we're going to call them strips because we're going to line them up down here just like this. And in between each one, you're going to single crochet, chain 1, and then attach your next square. And that is just hanging onto your square with your middle finger and your thumb, inserting your hook in the front, pull up a loop, and then make a single crochet. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go in your next chain 2 space and single crochet, chain 1, and then attach your next square with the single crochet. Again, I just hang on to them with my middle finger and my thumb, and then I have my yarn over my index finger. Go in the front, pull up a loop, and single crochet, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then in your next chain 2 space, you're going to make a single crochet. Okay, so I'm just going to make a small swatch for the video. So when you get to your end, you're going to continue the pattern, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go in your next chain 2 space and then make a single crochet. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, go into your next chain 2 space, which is your last, single crochet, chain 1, and then go into the square next to it in the chain 2 space, and then we're attaching, single crochet. This is our setup row. I know it's going to get curly right here, but don't worry about that. Once we get into the attaching row, that will fix itself. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, go into your next chain 2 space, which is your last one in the square, and single crochet. Chain 1, attach your next square, chain 2 space, and then single crochet. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then go into your next chain 2 space and single crochet. And then we're going to finish the other end with a chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go right here to our first single crochet and slip stitch. So let's review. So when you have your squares, you're going to have a chain 4. We're attaching on 3 sides and not the middle. We're going to single crochet, chain, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet, chain, single crochet, chain 4. Okay? And we get all the way to the very beginning, slip stitch to our first single crochet, and now we're going to slip stitch into the chain, our first chain 4 space. So as with my previous mile a minute videos, the first strip you're going to have to completely do, and then we attach the other ones. So we're going to go ahead and finish this one. So our sides are going to consist of a corner, a granny corner, which is 3 double crochets or clusters, a chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So we're going to chain 3. This is going to count as our first double crochet. We're going to make 2 double crochets in the chain 4 space, chain 2, and then make 3 double crochets. I apologize for my raspy voice. I think I'm coming down with a sore throat or something. Okay, we're going to jump to the next chain 4 space and make another corner cluster, which is 3 double crochets, it's better if that's just on the carpet there. Chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then make 3 double crochets. Jump to our next chain 4 space and do the same thing. Make a granny corner or cluster corner of 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. The ends are not going to be any different. You're not going to do anything different. We're going to jump right over here and do the same thing. Super easy pattern. 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Okay, jump to your next chain 4 space and make 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and 3 double crochets. And that's the pattern. Very easy. This is like a great pattern for scrap yarn, which is what I'm doing, because I just need to get rid of this scrap yarn. Chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, coming up to our last 3 double crochets, a chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then to finish up with our other end, same thing, 3 double crochets. I should have said you probably need to know how to make a granny. But if you're a beginner and need to learn how to make a double crochet, there's lots of videos out there on the internet. So we're just going to slip stitch to the top of our first chain 3, chain 1, and fasten off. So we have our first strip done, and you see how I said that this would all, remember how it was curling right here and right there? It's working out there now. So you will always need a setup row done, which means the chain 4s and this single crochets. And okay, so, and it's a good idea to line your squares up. You don't have to if you're not using if you're using different colors, you might want to line them up, but it wouldn't matter if you're using the same color. So we're grabbing our next row, we're starting our next row, and we're going to do our setup row. So we're going to make a single crochet. I just yarned over, and then I'm going to chain 4, 3, 4, go to the next chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 1, go to your next chain, or next, grab your next square, go into the chain 2 space, pull up a loop, single crochet, chain 4, go to the next chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 1, grab your next square, go in from the front, pull up a loop, single crochet, chain 4, 3, 4, go to the corner, and now we're going to go all the way, and when it comes to your end, you'll have to do 3 sides. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your work, single crochet, chain 4, go to your last corner, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. The hardest thing maybe out of this pattern is to remember to chain that 1, and you'll know if you missed it because it was showing your work. One time when I was making the sample, I was like chaining 4 in between here, and I was all the way around. I had to redo it. So just, try to keep that in mind. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet in your next chain 2 space, chain 1, single crochet in the attaching square, chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 4, and then single crochet, chain 4, and then come back here and slip stitch to your first single crochet. Oops. And then go into your first chain 4 space, and this is where we're attaching. Slip stitch, chain 3, which is going to count as your first double crochet, make 2 double crochets in the same chain 4 space, and then this is where we're going to attach. We're going to chain 1 and then pull up our loop in the square across from it, and then go back to chain again, your second chain, and then go back into your working square and finish up your cluster with 3 double crochets. Okay, and then we're going to jump right into our next chain 4 space and then make 3 double crochets. So we're attaching our squares at the points with our chain 2s. Only when you attach, you chain 1, pull up a loop, and then make your second chain. So I chained 1. I'm going to go in here in this corner right across our mat. Be sure you're matching up your squares. Pull up a loop, make your second chain, and then come back to your working square and finish your 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Jump right into your next chain 4 space and repeat 3 double crochets, and this is how you'll attach all of the rest of your strips. This is the repeat row, the repeat stitches. Chain 1, go into your next chain 2 space right across, pull up a loop, make that second chain, and then go back to your working square and finish your 3 double crochets. Okay, now we're at the top, same thing. We're not attaching anything. We're just going in that chain 4 space, making 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. Jump to your next chain 4 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, chain 3, or make 3 double crochets, not chain 3, sorry about that. Chain 2, I don't know what happened with that stitch there, and then your other 3 double crochets. Jump to your next chain 4 space and make 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and 3 double crochets. This does work up really fast too. Let's go to our next chain 4 space, make 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. It's a very much repeatable, repetitive pattern. So let's finish our last end here with the same thing we've been doing. 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Okay, and then we're just going to slip stitch to that top of that third chain. Chain 1 and fasten off. There you go. So you'll have what is kind of look like a little diamond in between there. So real quick, I'm going to show you how to do a border. Grab another yarn here, yarn color. And for this border, super simple. We're only making single crochets at the top of your double crochets, or chain 3s if we run into a chain 3. So we're going to attach with a single crochet and then single crochet 6. It should be, because you have 2 sets of clusters here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the center, in your points, we're just going to make 2 double crochets inside and not at the top of the stitches. So moving on to our next double set of clusters. 1, 2, 3, and then here's our chain 3, 4, make sure you're going through 2 loops, 5, 6, there's a corner or a chain 2, and we're just going to make 2 single crochets in those chain 2 spaces, all of them. So now we have a cluster, so we know it's 3 single crochets, another cluster at the top, 3 single crochets, a chain 2 space, so we're making 2 single crochets, and our next set of clusters, which means 3 single crochets at the top of the stitches, another set. You'll always have 6 single crochets in between your 2 single crochets. Should always land you in your chain 2 spaces. 2 single crochets in our chain 2 space, and then another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2 corner, corner, point, same thing. Make 2 single crochets, and then we should do another 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now at the join, we're not going to do anything. Not going to do anything for these squares right here. We're going to hop right into the top of your first double crochet in your set, and the neighboring set of clusters. So we'll start counting over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're at your chain 2 space, so we're going to make 2 single crochets. Now we're going to make another 6 single crochets at the top of our double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at our next chain 2 space, 2 single crochets, and then another 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2 space, 2 single crochets. Now another 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at our chain 2 space, so that's 2 single crochets. So now we make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2 space, 2 single crochets. 1, 2. So now we're going to make 6 single crochets. Oops. 1, 2, 3, and we're at the chain. The chain 3, and then 5, 6. And again, we're not doing anything with these spaces where we attach. We're going to leave those alone. And then we're just, when you're finished with your row, attaching your row, you're just going to single crochet to that first single crochet, chain 1, and fasten up. So basically what you're doing is in between your chain 2 corner point spaces right here, you're going to make 6 double crochets always. Except right here, you're going to do 6 and then 6. Depends how you, well, no, you won't. You'll do 6, chain 2, 6, chain 2, 6, chain 2, 6, chain 2. Now, if you want to make a bigger border, you can double crochet 6. You can make another row all the way around and then do your single crochet row. That's totally up to you. But you will maybe need to block if you find that the sides were curling up. I know with mine last night they were, and so I wet it and then blocked it. So yep, that's my mini granny, one row granny, I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, mile a minute pattern. I hope you like the video. Please comment, share. Don't forget to subscribe. My apologies for any confusion, and together let's continue to crochet it forward. Bye now.